Night Frenzy, brought to you by these fine local sponsors.
This is the moment, this is the time, this is what you've all been waiting for, live from the KREX5 studios in Grand Junction, Colorado. This is Friday Night Frenzy. I'm Big Will Levinson, and we have got a lot to get into. Let's not waste any more time and get right to the football. The Palisade Bulldogs took the field at Stoker Stadium. Head coach Joe Romano told us before the season that his team would have its hands full with the Roosevelt Rough Riders, the top 3A team and 6th team in the state. You got to bring out the big hats when you got the state champs in town. And the Palisade Bulldogs started slow. First possession, ball is intercepted by Roosevelt's Evan Hayes, giving the Rough Riders great field position. And the very next play, Bronco Hartson fires deep down the left sideline. Marcus Royster slips, leaving Xavier Ramirez wide open. Nice footwork to stay in bounds and extend the ball at 7-0. Ensuing kick, it's booted away, but who's going to grab it? Caleb Wells and Nathan Umberger both want the ball, but neither come up with it. And just like that, Roosevelt is in business once again. Next drive, after converting a 4th and 1, Roosevelt punches it in, and it's 14-0, Ramirez's second score. Now in the second quarter, Roosevelt pressing once again, and Hartson fires a bullet right into the breadbasket of Trevor Carabench. A beautiful toss puts Roosevelt up 3 scores. After another Palisade punt, Roosevelt just keeps on chugging. Xavier Ramirez parting the Red Sea, the Bulldog defense, and gliding untouched 41 yards to the house for 6. The defending state champs are running away with it, now up 28-0. Can the Palisade offense get something going? Handoff goes off right tackle. Looks like there's a lane, but helmet hits ball, and ball is loose. Fumble is recovered by Jax Armstrong for the Rough Riders. Man, it felt like every time the Bulldogs got the ball, they were either forced to punt or turned it over. And every time Roosevelt held the ball, they found the end zone. They do so here once again as Hartson's pass is complete to Caden Potberg. It's now 35-0. And boy, the Rough Riders, they weren't done. After yet another Palisade fumble, Roosevelt cashed in again. It's time. This time it's a 1-yard score, and still in the second quarter, the top-ranked 3A team in all of Colorado went up 42-0 on the Bulldogs. Palisade was finally able to get on the board in the third quarter, so at the very least, they avoid the shutout. But 49-6 is the final score, not updated here. 49-6 was the final from Stoker Stadium on a night to forget for the Bulldogs against the defending state champions, who look like, boy, they're already in state championship form. And look, the Bulldogs, they were just truly completely outmatched across the board. And Coach Romano knew this would be a tough test for his team. But when you're playing a team of this stature, you got to take it as a learning experience. And don't let this bring you down for the rest of the season. It's only one game when there's still plenty of time to bounce back, like next week when we have got a showdown at Stoker Stadium. And there's the score updated for you on the board, 49-6. Next Friday, Palisade takes on Central. And speaking of Central, they too were in action at Stoker Stadium against rival Fruita last night. What a fun one we had for our very first Cross Valley matchup of the season. Boy, the Fruita faithful, they packed the house last night, and there was plenty to cheer about for the Wildcats. It started off hot, and here's a big play from senior quarterback Amari Wilson. He burst right through the defense, going untouched. 43 yards to the house. That put Fruita up 14-7. And on the very next drive, Amari Wilson does it again. Another long touchdown run for Wilson as the Wildcats run wild on the Central Warriors. Fruita cruised to a 46-20 win over the Central Wildcats. The triple option offense is a handful for every defense, and the Warriors learned that the hard way. Next week, Fruita will be in Montrose to face the Redhawks, and Central will be at Stoker to battle the Bulldogs. And there you see it, 46-20 was the final last night. Now let's toss it over to the second member of our team, Chad Roderick, who was in Newcastle tonight, checking in on Coleridge and Steamboat Springs. Chad, how did that one go?
Well, Will, 2A football as Coleridge played in their second game of the year against Steamboat Springs. Now, Coleridge is coming off of a 0-1 loss against 1A Buena Vista last week. Steamboat Springs also got the better of the Titans last year, 17-6. Now, could Coleridge change the tide in this one? Well, let's take a look. Coleridge in dark, Steamboat Springs in white. Here as we get going for the game. First play of the game, quarterback Jesse Hamrick hands it off here to Thomas Krupp, who's gonna look like he's gonna get stopped. There's gonna be a lot of defenders there, whole bunch of Titans trying to stop him, but oh wait, where'd he go? Where is he? Well, he's still running. Where'd he go? And there he goes, and that's a touchdown, a 60-yard touchdown, in fact, from Krupp on the first play of the game. Now Sailors up 7-0 in the first. Coleridge couldn't get anything going. Sailors ball again. Hamrick almost picked off right there by Carter Kuhn, but it slips through his hands, not quite able to get it. Now Steamboat Springs with the field goal try, but it doesn't quite have the distance. Still 7-0 for the Sailors in the first. Titans offense punt again. Hamrick takes the snap, rolls to his right, heavy pursuit, and he gets rid of it right into the arms of Angel Hernandez with the big interception for Coleridge at the end of the first quarter. That wouldn't amount to a score, however. Second quarter, Titans ball, 3rd and long. Reagan Powell with the deep shot, and it's caught by Ethan Sanchez. First down, Coleridge. Can they get a score in this drive? Here in the second, in the red zone, Powell hands it off to Collard. He's going to get off to his right. He's going to shake a defender, and he's going to roll into the end zone. Touchdown, Titans. It's tied 7-7 in the second, but how would this game shake out in Newcastle? Well, after a back-and-forth game, Steamboat Springs get the win over Coleridge, 21-14. It's the first game and the first win of the year for the Sailors. Meanwhile, Coleridge fall 0-2 on the year. Now, it's a tough loss for the Titans tonight, but let's kick it back to you, Will, to see how the other teams from the Western Slope are holding up.
Yeah, Chad, lots to get to, but we start with the Tigers over in Glenwood Springs. 44-8 was the final. Tough one for the Tigers as they start the season 0-2, lost by 30 points last week. Not what you want to see for Grand Junction, starting this one slow on the night. But that's all we have from high school football action on the Western Slope this week. For news, weather, and sports 24 hours a day, go to westernslope.now.com and have a wonderful weekend.